Can you guys see me? I wanted to show you my, let me go this way, my little cardigan I got. Isn't it so cute? This is my blue dress that I showed you guys before. If I could, I would probably buy cardigans. Oh wait, I already have cardigans in every color. This one is like this cute, it's hard to see in the camera, stripe, yellow stripe. It's so sweet. So this is my week 24 gastric bypass post-op update. 2 weeks until 6 months. I think I said in the last video I am looking forward to that date coming and going so I can stop worrying about this deadline I've given myself. Just totally silly. I started out 24 weeks ago at 290 pounds. Last week I lost 1 pound and I was down to 296.2. This week I've lost 2 pounds, so I'm at 194.2. I hope I said last week I was in the ones and not the twos. Which I'm pretty happy with. I mean, it is hard, and everyone says this, it's really hard to see the numbers slow down in some ways. And I actually had like 4 days in a row where the scale was literally 100% the same. And I got upset about it. And like the fourth morning, I was like, whatever, this is so frustrating. Like, I'm doing everything right. My average for calories this week has been 1,086, which is a little bit lower than last week. For me, I feel like that's totally fine. I'm seeing my nutritionist in 2 weeks, and she had given me 800 as a goal. So maybe she will have words with me, but for me, I feel like a little more than 1,000 calories on average is totally fine. And I did yoga for the first time ever this week on Tuesday. I did like body sculpting class called Chisel twice at the gym, once for a half-hour class, once for an hour class. And I did the week 2 of Couch to 5K. I only did it once this week, and I think it's just because I was starting all the classes and I didn't realize, you know, you can't run 2 days in a row, and I'm going to have to really come up with a schedule for how I'm going to fit in all these like classes that I'm doing now, plus the Couch to 5K, because I really, really do like that still. And anyway, so I was getting upset, and I was like, oh, I'm doing everything right. And then I was like, dude, you're doing everything right. I mean, the bigger thing that I need to keep reminding myself, and I know I keep saying it on here, but I want to keep reminding myself of it, is that the ultimate goal for this is to have the healthiest habits possible, not to be the lowest weight I can possibly be. So it's like if I'm going to the gym 4 times a week and taking long walks 2 of the other days and you know, getting in all my protein and all my water, check, every single day. And, you know, that's it. Like, that's a successful week. And the scale moved, you know. After those 4 days of just it being the same, then suddenly it was like, bloop, here's your 2 pounds. So that was exciting and happy. I'm trying to think what else. In terms of the Couch to 5K, I wonder if this is how it's going to be every week, but last week when I started, I was like, I don't know if I can run 60 seconds, like more than once, you know, this is really nerve-wracking, and then I did it and it was fine, and by the 3rd time in that week, I was able to go, you know, a lot faster. So this time going, I had that similar feeling of like dread, and I was really nervous, and it's 90 seconds and then a 2-minute walk, 90 seconds of running, 2-minute walk. But it was so fine. Like, it was hard, and I was breathing heavy, and I was pushing myself. But we got done, and it felt like I didn't need to go home and lay down. Like, after the hour of body sculpting, I felt so exhausted. And I was like, okay, I need to lay down and watch TV for an hour. But not so for the Couch to 5K. So then looking ahead at the different weeks, I was like, oh, my God, running for 8 minutes, that's insane. I'll never be able to do that. But I'm trying not to look too far ahead and just focus on this week. And hopefully it'll be the same thing where I get freaked out, but for no reason. I am going to go today and do, you know, the 2nd day of the 2nd week. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to try to, now that I have my new schedule, get better. Do the 2nd day, and I'm going to try to do the yoga class. I'm going to try to do both, which I know Nicole, Shrinking Photographer, does yoga after doing like boot camp or spinning. So I'm hoping it won't totally kick my butt to do them both, but I think it's the only way it's going to work, that I'm going to get to keep doing yoga, which I really did like last week. More and more. I know I made the video right when I came home and was like, I don't know, but then I kept wanting to do it. So I feel like I must have liked it a huge amount, more than I realized. The only other thing in terms of my weight, I mean, now I feel like my 14s really fit. They're not loose at all, but they're not, you know, leaving a little groove on my stomach or just feeling like, oh, I look good tight. You know what I mean? Like that kind of convincing myself. They just totally fit, which is really, really, really exciting. And the other thing which is really different that I wanted to say is I'm going to Atlanta, I think I told you guys, at the end of the week for a few days to visit two of my best friends from college. And we've done this not with any regularity, but, you know, semi-often when one of us is traveling. One, you know, I live in New York, one lives in D.C., and now one lives in Atlanta. Sometimes the hometown is Boston. So, you know, any of those cities, if one of us is traveling, so two of us will be there, the third will try to go, if that makes sense. So it happens kind of often that two of us are visiting one person and the three of us hang out, and I totally love them. They're like my best friends. And I remember, though, the last time or the time before last that I saw them was in D.C., and my big anxiety was they wanted to go bike riding, and I haven't been bike riding since I was 20. They're both hardcore bikers. One of them lives in Atlanta with no car and bikes everywhere, which I still think is crazy. So they're hardcore bikers, and I visited them. They wanted to go biking. I really didn't want to. I was just like, I'm too big. People will stare at me. I'm too slow. I'm out of shape. And the other thing, which is weirder, is they're both, you know, grazers. Like, I feel like when we hang out, they eat one meal a day, and then it's like, and then we'll get coffee. Or, you know, we'll start the morning just with coffee and without a meal. And, you know, I mean, they're normal mid-20s dieters, basically. Not super healthy. So last time I went to visit them, I had, you know, remember feeling anxious the first day I was there, just in terms of not wanting to seem like a total pig, but saying, like, I need food. Like, we need to go and get real food for 3 meals. And it was weird, like, you know, obviously they let me eat. Like, they're not crazy, but it was more me feeling like I remember being anxious about, will I have the opportunity to eat as much as I want, as often as I want? Not even binging, but just like I wanted 3 big meals. That's what I was used to. And then, you know, dragging my feet about biking, not wanting to say I didn't feel fit enough, like all of that. Anyway, that's the backstory. So we're going back and forth with emails, planning out this trip where, you know, the 3 of us are going to be in Atlanta. And there's critical mass, which I don't know if there are any bikers out there, but basically it's like hundreds of thousands of bikers get together and drive through the streets on their bikes of a city to show critical mass of bikers and that, you know, they deserve respect on the road. And, you know, my friend's like, oh, we could do critical mass. And I realized I am going to do it. Like, I'm not, like, my anxiety about, like, will I be able to eat enough in the presence of my 2 best friends has instead shifted to, okay, I think I'm fit enough to do this, like, all-day bike ride, but I hope I can. I hope I'm not too slow. Like, I haven't biked in, you know, 6 years. And it's just such a different anxiety. And, you know, I was talking to my one friend here and was like, do you think I can do it? And he was like, well, you're fit now. Like, yeah, which felt really good. And I was worried about the couch to 5K. I didn't want to take a 4-day break from running, and I don't want to run outside because I feel like I don't know anything about pacing myself outside. So I emailed my friends, and I was like, you know, I just need to put it out there. At least one of these 4 days, I need to go to the gym because I'm training for a 5K, and I need to run. I just feel like, who am I? Like, that email coming from me is insane. Like, insane. That would not have happened 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever ago. And the friend that I was having lunch with here, sorry, this is so, like, amorphous, this is the friend, but I was having lunch with him here, and he was like, yeah, you know, one of the reasons I was reminded we should have lunch is because our friend in Atlanta, who had seen you more recently, was like, have you seen Kate? She's going to be smaller than me soon, which is totally hyperbolic. My friend in Atlanta is like 140 or something, but it was exciting. It was exciting that that's the hyperbole, and the hyperbole isn't that I weigh 2,000 pounds, right? So I was like, yay. So my weight loss is slowing, fine. Last week it was 1 pound. This week it's 2 pounds. I am totally more active in the last 2 weeks than I have been for a little while, and that I definitely was before surgery, which feels really, really good. And I realized if I am losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, as long as I'm consistent with that, like, I will still be at goal within a year, which how could I ask for anything more? you know. So I have more to say, but I will chat with you guys later. Bye.